with you in the Get to Know Your City series. It's with Chief Tom Jenkins at the Rogers Fire Department. I sure hope I get to ride in one of those big fire trucks. Hi, everybody. I'm here with Tom Jenkins at Fire Station number 1. And we're going to ask him some questions that I know everybody's going to want to know the answers to. And the first one is, how many fire trucks do you have?
Well, that's a complicated question in that we have a lot more fire trucks than we necessarily have staffing for. So every day we staff with at least 3 firefighters, 9 fire trucks. And those are positioned all throughout the city in the 8 different fire stations. And then we have specialty fire trucks that we use for incidents that don't happen every day. So like at the airport, we have a fire truck that is specially designed to handle aircraft emergencies and crashes. And so in total, the fleet is right around 20 fire trucks of various size. And then, of course, you have ambulances. And when you add all the vehicles together, it's about 60 vehicles in the fire department.
Wow, that's a bunch.
A lot of stuff.
Well, we're here in, I guess, what do you call this?
This is the dining room, kitchen, living room.
Yeah, living room. So here's the kitchen. So who does the cooking?
Well, it varies, shift by shift and then station by station. So what we find is that, in a lot of these firehouses, the women and men that work there, they become, like a family because they're spending around a third of their entire lives working together, eating together. Our shifts here are 48 hours on and then 96 hours off. So you work 2 days and then you're off for 4. And what that means is that in some stations, you'll find that they have a really good chef that works there. And they may always lean on that person to cook. Other shifts may rotate that responsibility, in that particular station. So it really varies. Sometimes people are on different diets, and so they kind of have to do their own thing. But
I never thought about that.
You just never know. Yeah, it's just in a lot of ways, the same complexity that maybe comes in your own household is here.
Okay, so I've seen fire trucks at grocery stores and sometimes at restaurants. So why do you guys do that?
Well, when we're working 48 hours at a time, just like anybody else, there's a time to eat. And so we have very restricted boundaries that say the fire truck from this station can only, unless they're on a call or there's some emergency reason that they need to be out of, this zone, this district of the city, we allow them to eat within that boundary, shop within that boundary, grocery shop. And because they're here for 48 hours, then they have to make decisions about whether or not they want to eat out for meals, whether they want to go and get groceries and bring them back. You can see behind me that there's pantries for each of the 3 shifts that are assigned to this station. So firefighters are very, very trustworthy individuals unless we start to talk about food, in which case they have to be separated. So there's 3 refrigerators. That's not just at this station. That's every fire station in the city. There's 3 refrigerators. It's part of the culture, if nothing else. But they have to eat, and so they will go and buy those groceries. The city doesn't pay for them. It's coming out of their own pocket.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So what happens, say for instance, they're at the grocery store and they've got a cart full of food and all of a sudden they get a call. What happens to the cart of food?
Well, they leave it there. A lot of times, the grocery stores around here are very accommodating when that does happen. But when it occurs, which does happen with some frequency, that they'll leave that there. They'll come back and either, if it doesn't take them a long time, they'll come back and maybe find the exact same cart, or they'll just have to redo their grocery shopping. But it's one of the reasons that you find that when you, if you go shopping at Walmart or Harps or wherever you're going, you may see a fire truck, parked out front, and we'll do that. To make sure that while they're in there shopping, which could be, hundreds of feet into the store, we want to make sure if they get a call, they're not having to run to the back of the parking lot. Right. If it's you having that emergency, you want them to be able to get out of there pretty quick.
I see where they watch TV and where they eat, cook meals. Where do they sleep?
All of the fire stations in Rogers are equipped with private bedrooms. So it's not a bunk style that you might think of, in the military, or if you've ever, read children's books on, working at the fire department. Years ago, as we started to hire our first female firefighters in the mid-90s, the city made the commitment to transition into private bedrooms for privacy reasons. It's also proven to be just a good idea when cold and flu season hits, to make sure that if somebody does, bring a little bug from home or something, that it stays with them and it isn't spread throughout a big bunk room. But behind us, the next wall over is just about a dozen bedrooms in this station. So any fire station in Rogers has somewhere between 4 and sometimes as many as about 13 bedrooms that firefighters sleep in.
Yeah. So what do they do between calls?
Well, it varies station by station. The busy ones, oddly enough, we encourage them to get rest. At some of these fire stations, they'll be up several times in the night. And when you're working 48 hours in a row, we want to pay attention to those firefighters getting enough sleep. That our firefighters are also, our paramedics in the city.
Right.
And so doing, all of those skills, whether it's fighting fire or helping somebody who's sick or injured, mean that we want them to be well rested and alert. So some of the busier ones will sleep, but they have to do yard work. They have to, clean the station every day. They have to clean the trucks every day. It's not uncommon to drive by fire stations and see them pulled out and they're washing them down. Right. We have to maintain and test the equipment. And probably what we do more than anything is train. And so this is a department that is a well-oiled machine with a lot of men and women who spend a lot of time to make sure that they know their job. And there's a lot of jobs that come kind of underneath the title of being a firefighter.
So it's kind of like you're at home and you have all the chores that you have at home.
Yes. Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So what do you think most of the firefighters like best about the job?
I think that every firefighter probably, at least to some degree, enjoys the variety of work. And so, if you're an accountant, right, you work with numbers every day, and probably a Tuesday isn't any different than a Friday, and working in December isn't any different than March. But being a firefighter, you're solving a lot of problems for people. So sometimes they're real simple and kind of basic. Maybe somebody's fallen and they just need help up. Maybe somebody's sick and they need to go to the hospital. But whether it's people trapped in cars or airplane crashes or buildings on fire, there's just a lot of stuff that you get to do. And I think the other part of the job that makes it very rewarding is that you're trusted by the people. And in nearly every survey ever conducted, firefighters rank at the top of government employees that are trusted by the public. And that's not always the case these days.
Right. So you talked about training as part of what they do. What do you have to do to become a firefighter?
Well, the most important thing that anybody can do if they want to become a firefighter is they have to have had a life in which they haven't violated the public trust. So if you have a criminal record or you have a history of bad decisions, you can't be a firefighter with that. But assuming that that's not the problem, you have to go to high school. We have requirements for college, depending on the rank. We send people to a basic level of emergency medical training called EMT. And so you have to have that certification prior to getting on, and you have to be 18 years of age to do it. It's a very competitive process. You have to pass a physical screening, so you have to be a healthy enough individual to do the job. And then you have to take both a written test and a physical agility test to make sure that you have the brain and the brawn to do it. So it's tough to get in. But a lot of the vast majority of people that get on the job, they last for an entire career. It's addicting.
Yeah. Do you have a pole?
We do.
That you slide down?
We do. We have 2 stations that have poles. And those poles are, of course, used to quickly move firefighters from the top floor, the second floor, to near the apparatus, near the fire trucks. And we found that to be a great way to make sure that when somebody needs us, we're there quick.
Can we sit in a fire truck?
We're happy to make that happen.
Go. heard you guys had a museum here.
We can check out the museum.
Is it open to the public?
Yes, it's because it's part of the fire station. It's only accessible, of course, when the firefighters are here. So if the firefighters are on a call or out training, then it may not be as accessible to people. But we have people all the time, especially firefighters that might be here for vacation, that'll stop in and see us. So
Oh, wow.
public's always welcome to swing by. It's right here at Station 1 downtown.
Okay. Where are the firefighters?
Well, they're hiding here somewhere.
Yeah, I know. We
can go
need a
hunt 'em.
picture of them.
We can go hunt them down. Are they hanging out in here?
No.
Well, they may be in the gym. Well, they got one of them in here. We require all the firefighters to work out between 30 minutes and 90 minutes every day. So he's in here exercising. I don't know where Ladder One and Medic One are. See, and so this crew in their downtime, they got we received some equipment in. That's about $1 million-ish worth of the air packs that we carry. And so in their downtime, and this is for the entire city. So all the city's fire trucks are going to get this new equipment. And they're over here getting them put together and assembled, making sure they're testing. We already found some that were leaking a little bit. So they're over here making sure all that stuff is good to go.
Wow, getting to sit in that big fire truck was amazing. Even at my age, I was super excited. The men and women who make up our fire department are the best. Thank you all for all you do.